Welcome back, everyone. Today we dig into Psalm 3, a chapter I've already seen quoted many times over the last month. So I expect and hope that it will be encouraging to you. Remember, if there's a verse or a phrase that really encourages you, be sure to comment below to encourage others. You know, it's not just me here. We're all watching this together, and so I hope that we can be an encouragement to one another. Let me make one note of context before we read this. If you'll look up at the chapter heading, we see in the title that was actually given by David that he wrote this for confidence in troubled times. Specifically, we see David wrote this while he was on the run from his son Absalom. You can read that whole story in 2 Samuel 14 to 19-ish. But I just want you to think about David's situation before we read this psalm. He didn't merely have a son who was angry with him. He had a son who was so mad at him, hated him so fiercely, his kingdom so fiercely, that he actively recruited others to help overthrow and kill his own father. Can you imagine the pain and the hurt that David must have felt? My daughter's 19 months old, and she's gotten really good at saying the word no recently. So much so that she chooses to say no even when she doesn't really mean no. So this morning, when I'm leaving for work, I asked if she would come give me a hug and a kiss by the door before I left. She looked at me from 10, 15 feet away on her play mat. She said, no. And I know she didn't mean it, so I ran over, picked her up, gave her a hug and a kiss anyway. But it still hurts. It still hurts to hear your little daughter say, no, I don't want to give you a hug and a kiss. How much more, infinitely more, hurt did David feel in this moment when he is hiding on the run from his son who is actively trying to kill him, actively trying to overthrow his kingdom. And yet, as we read in this psalm, he trusts in the Lord. He has confidence in the goodness of God. So let's read Psalm 3 together. It says, Lord, how my foes increase. There are many who attack me. Many say about me, there is no help for him in God. But you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory and the one who lifts up my head. I cry aloud to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy mountain. I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me. I will not be afraid of thousands of people who have taken their stand against me on every side. Rise up, Lord. Save me, my God. You strike all my enemies on the cheek. You break the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the Lord. May your blessing be on your people. I'll tell you what's so encouraging to me from this psalm has always been a line that the Lord will pop into my head when I'm feeling discouraged. Verse 3, end of 3 and 4. You, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, and the one who lifts up my head. I cry aloud to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy mountain. When my head is down in discouragement, the Lord lifts it up. When I'm tempted to feel useless or worthless, the Lord reminds me that he is my glory. He is where my worth comes from. And when I cry out to him, I can be confident that he answers me with his word from his holy mountain, from his place of power and rule. And this is the situation that many of us are feeling right now. Maybe not as dire as David did, but certainly a similar situation. We feel helpless because our routines are off. We feel useless because we're not doing the things that we've always found our value in doing. Our heads are down in discouragement. So if that's you today or tomorrow, be comforted, Christian, that the Lord is the lifter of your head. When your head is down, he has promised to lift it up. Be comforted that if you cry out to him, that he will answer you. Maybe there's a time and a place to cry out to your followers on social media. I'm sure there are different opinions as to how helpful that is. But what we can be sure of is that that pales in comparison to the helpfulness of crying out to the Lord. So cry out to him because he hears and he answers. He doesn't just answer, he answers from his holy mountain. He answers from a perfect place in his perfect power and control. And so let me leave you today with a suggestion from this psalm that's been helpful to me when my head is down. Pray this psalm to the Lord repeatedly, not as a cadence prayer, just rote repetition where we repeat the words of the psalm over and over without actually hearing them, but pray this prayer to the Lord. Meditate on the truth of this psalm and watch how the Lord lifts up your head as he has promised. I hope that this psalm is an encouragement to you if you are in today a season of discouragement, that you will find that the Lord is the lifter of your head. Don't forget to comment below on helpful phrases, verses from this psalm. We'll see you tomorrow.